Overview of the study. HYATT Hotels Corporation is a global hospitality company that develop, own, operate, manage, franchise, license branded hotels, resorts, and residential and vacational ownership properties. Revenues are primarily derived from hotel operations, management and franchise fees, and other revenues from franchised and managed properties. But the disruption of economic downturn adversely affects the results of profit in the Hyatt Corporation business segments.
Brief introduction. Economic downturn or economic recession. A period of negative growth lasting for several months. The fall or loss of the business or decrease in economic activity. That means there are increase in unemployment rates. So when there are fewer jobs, people are making less money, resulting change in a level of consumer confidence. The public or the people stop buying your products and paying for your services, which cause the business stop growing and may even close. Economic downturn are caused by economic changes such as inflation, economic shocks, loss of consumer confidence, increased unemployment rates, and asset bubble bursts. Economic changes greatly affect businesses, no matter what sizes. And one of the factors we're facing right now, the whole world rather, especially Yacht Hotel Corporation, is economic shocks. Economic shocks are unpredictable. That causes widespread economic disruption such as natural disaster or terrorist attack. And the latest example of this is the recent COVID-19 outbreak. The global spread and the impact of COVID-19 pandemic are complex and continuously evolving, resulting significant disruption to the business, the lodging and hospitality industries, and the global economy. The pandemic has led the government and other authorities around the world to put precautionary measures intended to control the spread of the virus and for health and safety purposes, including restrictions on large gatherings of people, travel bans, border closings, business closures and restrictions, quarantines, and social distancing measures. As a result, the COVID-19 pandemic and its consequences have significantly reduced global travel and demand for hotel rooms and travel experiences, which impacted on global commercial activities across the travel, lodging, and hospitality industries and affect the business results of operation, cash flow, and financial conditions. The COVID-19 pandemic has subjected or impacted the Yacht Hotel Corporation business, operations, and financial condition to a number of significant risks. During the increase of consumer demand and room rates, the pace of increase in profits is higher than the pace of increase in revenue. And since Yacht Hotel Corporations own hotel properties, they have the full benefits of the increasing operation profits. However, since there is economic downturn, Hyatt Hotel Corporation began to experience significant decrease in consumer demand and room rates. The pace of decrease in profit is higher than the pace of decrease in revenue. And if the effects of pandemic continuously affect the business, where Yacht Hotel Corporation were unable to predict, the revenues and the profitability of their own hotel and lease properties may be insufficient to pay expenses they need in order to operate the hotels. Expenditures such as new equipment, labor fees, bills, insurance, and property taxes. Especially that hotel property is more capital intensive than managing hotels for third party owners. At yet is responsible for the cost and all capital expenditures for its owned hotels. The profit of owned and leased segments is greatly affected. Why owned and leased segment is greatly affected than managing franchising segment. It is because Yacht Hotel Corporation derive their capital or money in order to operate owned and leased properties from managing and franchising fee, managed properties, and selling vacational properties. In terms of managing and franchising fees, the economic impact of pandemic has given difficulties for a certain third-party owners or franchises to meet their working capital needs. It gives them difficulties to pay their service debt obligations or unable to pay the right amount that Hyatt Hotel corporations are entitled to receive on a timely basis, which is according to the term of their agreement. This could have a significant impact on the overall level, cost, and pace of the future development of the yacht hotel corporations and also their ability to increase revenues. Then, if the third party owners or the franchises declare bankruptcy or cause their lenders to declare a default, this accelerates the related debt or foreclosure of the property. So, such bankruptcies, sales, or foreclosures of property, in this case, these can result at terminations of management or franchise agreement between yet hotel corporations and the third-party owners, which could have an impact on the anticipated income and cash flows. In managed properties, if the third-party owners and franchises fail to reimburse Yacht Hotel Corporation's any payment, the company may be required to make the third-party lenders to whom they made a financial guarantees for the timely repayment of all the portions of the third-party owner or franchise's debt related to hotel that we manage or franchise. And for selling vacational properties, if the third-party purchasers hard to obtain the capital they need in order to purchase properties, the Yacht Hotel Corporation may prevent selling properties on acceptable terms. This also prevents the company to sell properties within the previously announced timeframes. In response to the significant decline in demand for hotel across the system, if the company Yacht Hotel Corporation cannot access the capital they need in order to fully operate the business, they need to take an actions and continue to evaluate spending, to manage operating expenses, and to optimize their company financial resources. These actions include eliminating non-essential spending and corporate initiatives, reducing costs related to marketing, sales, reservation, and technology, cutting costs for investment, and permanent reductions in the workforce across the region, which have an impact to the productivity of the business. When there are decrease in labor force, the number of products they can manufacture will be smaller, and there are services of the company that can't be offered to the consumer. These operational challenges may negatively impact guest loyalty, owner preference, ability to attract and retain colleagues, the reputations of the business, since the services that might not be offered and the market share may suffer as a result. As the Yacht Hotel Corporation managed through the effects of pandemic, the level of their indebtedness or obligation to pay has increased and may continue to increase. So in order to enhance their liquidity profile and cash position in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, they will borrow money to the lenders to fund the new standard hotel must have as a consequences of the pandemic where people become more health conscious, which really increase the company indebtedness. Capital market impact. Certain debt covenants restrict the ability of the company to make dividend payment to shareholders or engage in share repurchase activity. Growth. If the company cannot access the capital they need to fund the operations or implement a growth strategy, they need to postpone or cancel planned renovation or development, which could impair the ability to compete effectively and harm the business.
Objective of the study. The aim of this study is to be able to recommend possible solutions for Hotel Hyatt Corporation to survive through the current economic downturn. The goal is to suggest ways that the corporation can increase revenues and survive through the downturn to come out ahead of the competition.
Background of the case. Hyatt Hotel is a company that was built by family. Jay Pritzker and his brother Donald worked to grow the Hyatt brand powered by their belief in the importance of family care. Hyatt is a global hospitality company with 20 premier brands and more than 1,000 hotels, all-inclusive and wellness resort properties in 68 countries across 6 continents. Okay, si Jay Pritzker ay galing sa mayamang pamilya kaya niya nabili ang Hyatt House Hotel noong 1957. 1957, Jay Pritzker buys Hyatt House Motel adjacent to the Los Angeles International Airport. 1962, Hyatt goes to public changing its name to Hyatt Corporation. 1967, Hyatt Regency Atlanta becomes the first Hyatt Regency property. And the Hyatt Regency have 24 floors. And they offers 1,260 rooms, including 58 suites. All rooms include in a large HD TVs and separate setting and work areas. 1968, Hyatt International is formed and become separate public company. They provides lodging services. And 1969, Hyatt Regency Hong Kong becomes Hyatt First International Location, previously called President Hotel. Okay, yung sa Hyatt Regency Hong Kong naman, ang hotel features nila ay may 381 rooms and suites with Victoria Harbor or city view. Meron ding outdoor heated swimming pool, 24 hours fitness center, and sky garden. Sa services naman nila ay merong laundry and dry cleaning services, transportation service to and from Hong Kong International Airport. Special events naman nila a total of 590 square meter of flexible meeting and event space. Spacious function area with natural daylight, prefer for pre-event cocktails or coffee and tea breaks. Dining naman is merong Hugo's European fine dining, a la carte or breakfast, lunch, dinner, and weekend tea buffet at cafe. And room amenities, merong LCD flat screen TV, tranquil bathroom with rain shower, and majority of bathroom with separate soaking tub. 1980, Grand Hyatt New York and Park Hyatt Chicago open and add iconic brands to Hyatt portfolio. Grand Hyatt New York offers 1,298 rooms and 44 suites, providing a spacious retreat in the heart of the Midtown to rest and recharge while you explore the city. 1987, Hyatt's Gold Passport launches as Hyatt's loyalty program. Hyatt Gold Passport membership is the first level, Platinum is the second, and Diamond is the top level. Each of the level has its own benefits. 2004, Hyatt Corporation and Hyatt International Corporation were consolidated under one entity called Global Hyatt Corporations. 2009, Global Hyatt Corporation changed its name into Hyatt Hotels Corporation. 2012, Hyatt Summerfield Suites is rebranded as Hyatt House. There are 104-room, all-site extended stay hotel in the Washington, D.C. area and realign its corporate and regional operations. 2013, Hyatt Ziva and Hyatt Zilara debut in Mexico as a company-first all-inclusive resorts brands, marking Hyatt entries into the fast-growing all-inclusive segment. 2018, the new world of Hyatt credit card launches. 2019, Hyatt announces two new hotel brands captioned by Hyatt. The new hotel brand are Urkuv and captioned by Hyatt. 2020, on January 15, Hyatt announces a new global well-being collaboration with Headspace. Okay. Headspace, it is a private healthcare company that serves worldwide. The services that they provide are mental, physical, and sexual health to improve your well-being.
Statement of the problem. How can HYATT Corporation recover from the impact of economic downturn in revenue, profitability, and future growth? It is important to study and address this problem because we will be able to understand the effects of economic downturn in our business and be aware of the potential problem that can arise in the business. Economic downturn impacts all kinds of businesses, large and small, due to tightening of credit conditions, slower demand, and fear and uncertainty. And according to HYATT Hotel Corporation annual report, not knowing the impact of this kind of economic downturn, which is the latest COVID-19 pandemic, could precipitate or aggravate other risk factors that could adversely affect their business, which is not currently known to them or that they do not currently consider to present significant risk. Once you understand how your business could be affected, we will come up a plan to survive and maximize your company's performance during the downturn.
Solutions. Here are some of the potential solutions to HYATT Corporation.
Solution A. Increasing efficiency in the domestic market. Underperformance of various properties in the domestic market is a problem, as it generates more expenses and lesser revenues. The entire Hyatt chain should undergo a comprehensive value analysis in order to determine which part of a company are lagging behind and why. This would help effectively shave off unnecessary enterprises, thus saving money without suffering a loss of market share.
Solution B. Quick expansion into foreign markets. The company must cease being a US-based corporation and embrace other international markets. The expansion could be survival, higher profits, increased prestige, economies of scale, larger market share, social benefits, etc. The expansion strategy is adopted by those firms who have managers with a high degree of achievement and recognition. Their aim is to grow irrespective of risk and the hurdles coming in the way. Optimize efficiency on the use of existing properties. In the domestic market, this recommendation must be implemented before the one listed above. It would help reduce the losses and prevent the existing loyal customer base from switching to other hotels. Losses are inevitable, but they can be minimized, and it's only right that they don't base in US because there are some competitors. It's better that they can expand the yacht corporation in the eastern continent and to get to know and increase their income not just in the US but elsewhere. Solution C. Investing in an R&D department. We live in the 21st century, which is the century of technology and innovations. They are investing in R&D management so that they can develop new technologies to have their yacht corporation for their guests and identify and increase their income. Hiring specialists in hotel logistics, IT, and cybersecurity, and reorganizing them into full-fledged R&D department. Not only will it help with the optimization of existing processes, but would also have developed new services such as the full customizable room project, which was recently featured in the newest trends and developments in hotel industry. Innovative equipment and facilitate their preference masses will like and stay in the yacht corporation because of the innovative equipment, and this will start the success.
Solution D. New brand image. Hyatt should consider becoming the high-tech leader of hotel industry through the integration of the Internet of Things and promoting advanced cybersecurity measures in its properties. The modern generation is more conscious about the internet, e-socializing, and cybersecurity. Hyatt could become the most high-tech and futuristic hotel chain out there, as it already outpaces Hilton and Marriott in terms of provided electronic amenities.
Recommendations. Investing in an R&D department. We live in the 21st century, which is the century of technology and innovation. A company as large as Hyatt cannot operate without having a fully fledged R&D department that would seek out new ways of integrating technology into services, analyzing the efficiency of current methods, and proposing improvements. As it stands, Hyatt relies on outside companies to perform these functions. The results of the last decade have shown the inefficiency of that approach. Research and development, or R&D investment, is the strategic cornerstone of modern-day companies wishing to compete, grow, and thrive. This is true during good economic times and no less so during times of crisis, when new and more efficient products can shield companies from decline and set them up for strong growth in subsequently recovery periods. Recommendation 1. Hiring specialists in hotel logistics, IT, and cybersecurity and reorganizing them into a full-fledged R&D department. Not only would it help with the optimization of existing processes, but would also help develop new services, such as the fully customizable room project, which was recently featured in the newest trends and developments in hotel industry. Recommendation 2. Continuously adapt and innovate by facilitating investment in new technologies and continuously adapting to new technological capabilities. Downturns make growth more difficult in the short term, but they should not undermine the potential for long growth term unless leaders starve their companies in necessary investment. Sustained growth is more difficult to achieve more than ever, but some studies shows that companies that continue to invest in R&D and innovation will have the best chance to successfully grow in the long run.
Outcomes. Study conducted over multiple recessions have shown that companies that continue to invest heavily in R&D will grow, while competitors that decrease this investment face increased risk of suffering from decline. R&D activities signal to both customer and investor that they can rely on the firm to produce superior product. The higher the leverage, the bigger the impact of the profit in stock return. Spending in R&D could reveal the best way to save on energy, term material usage, and tighten the supply chain to reduce waste. This will tighten your footprints on a necessary belt tightening. In Figure 1, the increasing average size by categories. And also Figure 1 can be associated with the greater organization and complexities and management difficulties. Categories are associated with more complex technical requirements required by law. Size also means more organization difficulties, kasabay ng pagbawas ng proportion ng independently operated by hotel category in size. The findings according to quality categories revealed 1 and 2-star hotels have a lag introduction in ICT compared to the average size of 3, 4, and 5-star hotel. Furthermore, attending to innovators rate the known positive relationship between size and category. Figure 1 means that the categories where innovation will be more profitable. Scale economies also observed in other industry are 3, 4, and 5-star hotels. These categories are most able to differentiate product and as such they will be prompt to resort to innovation. The lowest rate of innovation is 1 and 2-star hotel can interpreted as the result of the follow-up behavior that allow this establishment to stay in the market. In the table 2 may be explained on the basis of management complexity and budget constraint. Belonging to a hotel chain or a business conglomerate allows to the companies to accumulate management know-how, information flows, and the possibility to build intangible assets such as brand image and prestige. Those belonging to a chain provides management know-how and intangible asset that can be more valuable for larger hotels, achieving economies of scale. The findings about governance decreasing proportion of hotels run by the building's owner and the management contract increasing suggests that management specialization increase with organizational difficulties. Categories, hotels, size, the low ratio of rented properties may be consequences of the risk associated to renting construct of asset managed to provide accommodation services. The possibility of contract breakage and the negotiation cost. The risk increase with size and with hotel category given the more complex and strict legal regulation to be met by upper categories. The reduced use of renting and management contracts in 4 and 5-star hotel will be explained by this argument. Data about the way in which technology is introduced and the hotel's collaboration in the development of this introduction. Technology bear witness that the hotel industry is a sector dominated by supplier. In non-intensively knowledge-based services that innovation introducing R&D embodied technology rather than undertaking internal R&D activity. Also, it supports the idea of dependence on supplier product innovation and the lack of inter-organizational link that would stimulate technological innovation. In the table 3, innovation in the hospitality business implies the use of technologies usually embodied in a new machineries, equipment or software, technological asset. Then it is important to ascertain to what extent the innovation undertaken have required the development, purchase, or use of new machineries or technological equipment. Term here technological base of the introduced innovation. Of the total 285 defend as innovators, 272 and 95.44% have founded such innovation on a technological base. Additionally, the table 3 display the way in which technology is introduced and the establishment collaboration in the development of this technological asset. The hotel's technological activity, almost 80% of the activities have consisted on the purchase and installation, while internal R&D activities is not significant and only 6% is committed in joint efforts, basically suppliers collaboration. Additionally, only 25 of interview companies make use of internal information source to innovate. This is indicative of a very low level of cooperation among entities.
The Table 4, the technological asset incorporation by areas where innovation take place by Table 4, is discussed by area. The lowest innovation rates for quality and environmental quality management may be due to the relatively recent development of the quality control methods. It may be also explained by companies' culture that does not favor an implementation of techniques with immediate costs but long-term achievement. Long-term benefits, seemingly unaware of the key importance of delivering a quality service. To achieve sustainable competitiveness, especially in the actual international competition framework, and feasibility of cost leadership strategies. Furthermore, a prisoner dilemma may be arising. The environment is a primary reproductive and competitive resources. The whole tourist destination whose preservation implies individual cost. Still, in some cases, the environmental quality management improves the company's financial performance. The higher innovation rate in hardware and computer facilities in kitchen and restaurant equipment may be explained by the lack of direct intercourse with the guests in this three-optional area. That is, this area can be automated with no loss of service personal component. Moreover, the providers of this kind of equipment and technology offer new and improved tools and machineries that enhance the production and management efficiency. Key factors to the hotel business profitability as regard ICT, the double radical innovation to manage external information. The internet may be associated with the early computerization of the internal management and the later availability in the market of computer and virtual webs. Nevertheless, the high percentage that has introduced no change reflects the technological lag with the use of information as source of sustainable competitive advantage. The high incremental innovation in rooms reflects the importance of tangible asset directly used by the guests in the service consumption. Service perceived quality level captured these improvements.